Scrum or PMP? What should I do? I have heard this question so many times. So in this video, I will share with you few scenarios to address this question. Hello everyone, I am Daud Nasir and I will assist you in the selection of the most valuable credential for you out of the two, PMP or Scrum. Generally speaking, all certifications are valuable because they serve a purpose. Which one is best depends on your personal circumstances and professional aspirations. One important assumption I am making here is that your organization prefers the Scrum method over other agile methods, and both predictive and adaptive approaches are taken up. Also that when I say Scrum, I mean any Scrum certification like CSM or PSM. Now in some cases, the decision is not that complicated, yet in others, it might require some deeper analysis to decide in favor of one. I am going to talk about a few common scenarios. You should be able to extend these cases to apply to your situation if it does not directly fall under any of the cases. Case 1. Beginner in project management. Your choice is obvious if you are in the early years of your project management career. One eligibility requirement for the PMP exam is that the candidate must have 3 or 5 years of experience in leading and managing projects, depending on the educational background. Now, if you do not have the required experience, then you obviously cannot take the PMP exam. So at this time, you should go for the Scrum certification. You can decide a few years later if you want to be PMP certified. Case 2. Mid-career in project management. If you are someone with several years of experience in leading and managing projects, then you need a little more thought. And you need to see which of the two certifications will meet your current goals. I am going to present 4 scenarios here. Scenario A. You have multi-year project management experience working on mostly agile projects in the software development industry. You are contemplating Scrum or PMP decision. If you plan to keep working on agile projects within the same industry, you may want to first go for Scrum certification. However, if you feel some stagnation in your role and you plan to take on a much larger size, longer duration, and diverse projects, then PMP will be a better choice to go with before you take a Scrum credential. I recommend getting both in the near future. Scenario B. You are working in the construction industry as a project manager with about 10 years of experience. Having heard good things about both Scrum and PMP certifications, you decided to obtain one of these two certifications. You plan to continue working in the same industry. Besides, it is unlikely you can switch to another industry without some education and exposure. I recommend that you take the PMP option. Scrum credential may not provide you any benefit quickly because construction projects are not generally suitable and not transforming to agile methods that fast. Scenario C. You have over 14 years of experience in diverse functions and have worked on projects in construction, information technology, marketing, and social services. These projects deployed waterfall, agile, and hybrid approaches. You do not have any intention to stick to one industry or function. At this time, you may decide to go first for any of the two certifications. Of course, PMP will require a significant investment of time, but Scrum certifications usually require 2 to 5 days of investment. I recommend that you take both certifications to make your profile and resume stronger than before. You will be better prepared to take on diverse projects. Scenario D. You have 10 to 14 years of experience exclusively in the waterfall or agile lifecycle, but not both. When you lost your job, you started thinking of upgrading your resume by getting a certification. You have heard many good stories, but you are unsure which one will be better for you. You are open to work on projects with a new lifecycle that you never worked on before. It is hard for me or anyone else to recommend one or the other certification. However, there is one crucial point you should consider assuming that you are eligible for both certifications. Finding a job in an industry or domain with zero knowledge and experience, relying solely on certification may not bear the fruit you are expecting. What I'm saying is that if you have never worked on an agile project before, a Scrum certification may not open a door at the same career level. You may have to downgrade to start working at the beginner level. Think of it as a second career, though you are fundamentally still doing project management. Therefore, if your immediate target is to get a job, go for Scrum if you have agile experience and PMP if you have experience in the waterfall life cycle. Now the last case, case 3. You are highly experienced in project management. You are in the later part of your project management career and may be thinking of getting a certification but undecided which one. It is possible that your organization is taking on more and more agile projects and you see this as an opportunity to move into the agile realm. This move is a good idea. I would recommend that you should get the Scrum certification. If you plan to move from being an employee to freelancing or consulting, I suggest that you take at least one, but preferably both certifications. Now, wrapping up, I have compared Scrum and PMP certifications using different scenarios. You should look at your personal situation and then decide which credential you want to go for. Cheers!